Which is more damaging? Ghosting the person or letting them know, hey, listen, you just not what I'm looking for right now?
Letting them know.
So you really done? Like, really?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all feel, man? You tuned in to another great episode of the Male Translations Podcast, where we breaking down the difference of what men say and women hear, giving men a voice, giving women insight on relationships, the men's voice to when it comes to relationships. I'm your host, Mr. Male Translations, Clarence Brown, certified life coach, relationship coach, and I'm in here with my guy, Pastor Dozier's in the building. Pastor Dozier, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm pumping, man. Feeling good, man, you know.
Yeah.
Second half of the year, you know.
Yeah, let's close it out strong, y'all.
Yeah. Still pushing black love, still pushing it, you know.
For sure.
Had a few hiccups.
Hey, listen, we gonna close out strong. So if y'all out there, man, if y'all tuned in with us, man, what we need for you before we get started, man, is to like this post and share this post. Now, as far as reach, we need as much reach. Look, much reach as we can get. So we need your help, man. If you are a supporter of the Relationship Healing page, the Male Translations Podcast, man, if you've been down with us from back in the day, from the time we started to now, or if you just got on late, man, it don't matter, man. We still in the same boat. But what I need from you, though, little mama, what I need from you, dog, is for you to hit that like button and hit that share button. You know what I mean? It costs you nothing to click. Yeah. Costs you nothing to click, man. Do it for your boy. You know what I mean? And we got another great topic for you tonight, man. You already know, guys, when it comes to the topics and relationships, myself, Pastor Dozier, I believe our goal is to help bridge that gap of communication and understanding and ultimately improve your dating experiences or your relationship experiences. All right? So, with tonight's topic, what we're going to be covering tonight is, should women give marriage ultimatums? All right. Now, if y'all been following some of my stories, some of my posts within my group, Inside a Man's Mind. Speaking of that, if you're not in that group, you need to get in that group, man. Listen, you get comedy, you get insight, you get honesty, you get perspective, man. You get to hear how other people feel when it comes to relationship situations. And my tagline, y'all already know, we all go through the same things, we just handle them differently. So now when you be able to interact with other people with similar situations and experiences, you get to hear how somebody may have thought that may be different to how you think, but yet that person may carry the same mentality of somebody that you might have been with. And ultimately, if they didn't give you closure, you'll be able to get at least a little bit of understanding from someone else in the group. I advise everybody out there, if you're not in that group, it's called Inside a Man's Mind. Hey, listen, I'm inviting everybody. I'm bringing everybody in. I don't decline nothing, man. If you want to be a part of the group, just send an invite, and I'll go ahead and admit you. And, yeah, man, we're going to get it right on in, right? So, tonight, we're going to talk, like I said, about marriage ultimatums, man. And listen, I got so much insight on marriage ultimatums from just posting some of the questions we're going to ask tonight inside my Facebook and my Instagram story. And I was surprised, honestly, because for how things actually transpire nowadays, it's hard to say that women don't support the marriage ultimatums. But what I found within just asking the questions is that a lot of women just felt like, well, it's not necessary. And I don't know if it's facts. I don't know if it's lies. I don't know if it's just people that just saying, hey, this is how I feel, but actually in real life operate differently. But we going to see. We going to definitely see, right? Yeah. So, PD, 2%. You already know, Jeff. You already listen, man. Listen, I don't do nothing to be regular. I do everything to be great. And that might make me 2%.
I'm just glad he swallowed it, because for a long time, y'all, he thought he was a part of the other 98.
Man, listen, hey, I done turned into 2 chains. I'm different. Pull up to the scene with Priscilla Missy. You hear me? Yeah. So, 2%, we going to own that, cuz from now on, here on out, man, 2% cleans, that's what it is. Y'all know me as 2%. Jeff, you call me 2% when you see me out here in the streets. You come back to Temple. I ain't got no reservations about that, man. So, Tamika, I see you out there, man. Hey, man, what I need for y'all to do real quick for your dog is go ahead and hit that like button and hit that share button, right? I always see when the shares come up. I need that love and support. We're going to get right into it, Pastor Dozier, because here's the thing, man. First of all, have you ever had somebody give you ultimatum on a marriage? No? Okay.
I mean, let me say, of course, but it never, yes. So,
all right. We're going to leave it right there. We're going to get, because I already got my little,
of course.
So I don't want you to move too fast, but I just wanted to know, have you?
It's different forms of ultimatums, too.
What you mean?
Meaning, so, some people think ultimatum is a verbal discussion telling the guy da 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 da.
Okay.
That's what ultimatum's like. I done had some drastic stuff where people all of a sudden claim they don't want to live no more.
Really?
If you're not gonna be like this, I just don't know what I don't do.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? So what you trying to do? You trying to twist? You trying to guilt me in the? So I'm saying. So it's different forms of ultimatum. But yeah, I done had a lot of. Yeah.
Man, listen. So I'm lucky enough to only have gone through it one time. Now it wasn't like the typical ultimatum where it's like you do this.
Yes, right.
It was more like, hey, I'm moving out of town. You know.
Since you ain't right.
So if you want to roll with us, this is what I'm doing.
Oh, you got the menace of society.
Yeah.
Yeah, the menace of society.
Right.
You ain't gonna do nothing around here, Kane.
Yeah.
What you gonna do around here, Kane?
Right. So
you gonna come with us?
Exactly.
Right.
So it was like, and then from that point, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Listen, I just thank God for just removing her out of my life. It was one of them fall off the earth situations, man. Because I was all in.
Right.
I was all in on the sin, I guess you could say. Because in my mind, I'm like, man, listen, she got, and look, you already know who it is. Who you think it is?
Big Booty Largo.
Big Booty Largo chick. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Big Booty.
Listen, y'all. I was young. I was at that time in my life where all I seen was, busting out the back door. So I said, man, listen, I can't let this ride. And so for everything that was happening on the physical level, I was like, man, listen. All right, what you say y'all trying to do? Were y'all going well? And then so I ended up trying to be like, trying to rearrange my job to be able to transfer, all kind of stuff. And it just fell through. Luckily, thankfully, thank God it fell through because it was never gonna work.
Never.
But that was my ultimatum situation. But I want to start off this conversation asking this question I asked on Facebook, Instagram, inside the group, and everything. I'm asking, does a man need an ultimatum if he wants to marry the woman he with? Do he really need that?
If he want to marry her?
Right. How you feel about that?
You say he already want to marry her.
Right, because see, the thing is, to me, that is the difference. Like, I heard a wild story. This show called Fantasy Island or something like that. Some heard, they always got some crazy stuff on TV. Guy told me, hey man, they take married couples and then they pair them on different islands with single people. So you'll have, let's say, you and your wife, and then y'all go to an island, and then at that island,
split y'all up with two single people.
They don't split you up, but you have moments to yourself, blah blah blah, and you in the midst of single women. She gonna be in the midst of single men. Either three things gonna happen. Either she gonna cheat or do something, maybe not cheat, but yet what they do is every little week they sit down at a little bonfire, go over what happened throughout that week. So they say, Pastor, what I'm saying, a little shorty, she talking to her. He seemed like he was pretty fond of her.
With her. Right.
And then some people going over the board. They stepping all the way.
They jumping all the way. Yeah.
Man, listen. But at the end of it, the whole thing is to test your marriage, right? And with that, I say to myself, it's no different than really being out here. It's just that you ain't on no island. You on solid ground, right? But the point is, my belief is if a man wants to marry a woman, right, he don't need an ultimatum because it's already in his mind. It's already in his plan. He already sees wife. He already sees, okay, well, this is one I want to be with. And he ain't going to need no ultimatum. And I think that where I was surprised, like I said, when I posted the question, all the women was like, no, he don't need an ultimatum. And I'm like, well, somebody lying because y'all always trying to ultimatum a dude.
Yeah. I think it's easy to say what a man don't need when you ain't in it. You know what I mean? But when you in it, that cat getting an ultimatum. You know what I mean?
Because see, the thing is, let me tell you. Okay, what blew me, what this is my barber. I had to get a little cut. You know what I'm saying? Tight fade. And he say, hey, listen, one couple, boom, they was together for 10 years, right? The chick was trying to figure out, what's going on, da 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 da. He get with her. He finds somebody on the show. They on the show for 2 months, 60 days, and in 60 days, he done broke off with his chick. Like, man, I just. When you know. And she like, you gonna take 2 months over 10 years?
Right.
Now, in my mind, and I told my barber, I say, he ain't never want to marry her in the first place. Yeah. How you with her 10 years? He was telling her, hey, listen, you know what, it's some things, you know what I'm saying, we just got to work out, and I'm trying to do
He's looking for a reason to marry her.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask y'all, Facebook, Tamika, Jeff, whoever else out there, man, locked in with us, man, if in your mind, if a man really want to marry a woman, Does he need an ultimatum? What you think, Pastor Dozier?
Sometimes, man, I will say some men ain't gonna do nothing unless they get pushed. Some people don't have that real go-get about them in no area of their life, especially sometimes relationship.
Do you mean that mean though? Like you saying he gotta get he's a great guy. He just needed that push.
Yeah,
really,
yeah. Because
I don't agree.
Because I'm not saying that it's for every guy, but there are some people and some men they never gonna do it. You know, like they just and look at it like, and ladies know you got that guy that always he good once you get him going. You know, I know some ladies that had to fill out the resume form and the application. Once you got him going, he got the job. But that initial, he ain't that dude. So sometimes it's like that in marriage. I know guys right now that's married today. I hate to say it, without that push, they'd have been like, man, come on, man. Really? I needed that push. Even if it came from, I'm not telling you it was an ultimatum. So let's get back to the question. Ultimatum to me, does he need it? I don't think so. Right. You know what I mean? I think if Clarence right now, I'm online with y'all today because Clarence gave me a push. I think it comes different from a man. But a woman giving a man an ultimatum to marry her, I don't know. I don't know if that ever works. So let me back up. Right. The question is, does an ultimatum work? I don't know. It's never worked for me. I don't know a man that a woman said, you do this or else, and he was like, okay, I go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I
see. Okay, so boom, right? Let's go off that reasoning then, because there are some people that got married and the guy felt like, remember we talked about the difference between when a man say, I don't want to lose you, and when he say, I want to marry you, like you the one I want to be with. Like it's a total, you said it's a total
different things. You know I don't want to lose you.
I don't want to lose you. Yeah. But then I've seen guys that get married under that same thing of, I don't want to lose you, so I just went on ahead and whether that be pacifier ring or not.
Pacifier ring, that's what I'm saying. But marry? I don't know.
It's in steps anyway, so you don't jump off from proposal to we at the courthouse most time. It's okay, boom, let me get a ring, boom. Now we in this stage of fiance and all of that, before the actual marriage day.
You're engaged now, right?
You dig what I'm saying? Exactly. So of course, in a lot of in my mind, I'm saying, well, it's a process, and there's guys who have said, okay, well, based upon the fact that, man, listen, that thing been my thing since '98,
right?
Honestly. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't even comprehend another man being with you, and I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we are. We possessive. So after a certain time frame, we looking at it like, well, I'd rather maybe pacify ring you, or maybe just go ahead and make that step just so I can hold on to you before I decide.
That's what everybody's saying too. So I got Shabbat saying expectations set from the beginning. If he know, if he don't. He's on age. She said, but she ain't giving an ultimatum. She's just walking away. But
that's the ultimatum. Chavi, is that not an ultimatum too, though?
Walking away says, hey, I wanted this. I had this expectation. You didn't do it. So, to me, the walking away, it may be closure for her. But to the guys, like, come on, you walking away now because I haven't fulfilled what you wanted.
Right.
So if he all of a sudden not changed his mind, the real question is, will you take him back? Of course. Of course you will. If he says, so you walk away, he catch you at the door and says, hey, will you marry me? I want you for the rest of my life.
Right. He ain't gotta have no medal in his hand. He ain't gotta have no ring. He just say, hey, listen,
this know what I want. This is what I want. You know what I mean?
I want family, I want this, that,
Yeah. So I think a lot of times, so everybody on here saying the same thing. If he really wants to marry her, he shouldn't be forced. But I'm looking at it different. Maybe my definition of ultimatum is different.
Wow.
Ultimatum is you're not really forcing him. You know, because I still think the man's making his own choice. Mm-hmm. What you're trying to do is let him know that, hey, it's now instead of putting it off. Because most men, have some good intentions to a certain extent. You could. That's why you with him.
Right.
You ain't thinking the man nothing.
I agree.
But you're now saying it's now
or never.
And it's that part that's like saying, okay, I was gonna do it. Let me go ahead and do it now. But
right. And to me, I think that part right there is where I think a lot of women don't pay attention to it. Because that part right there is where a man's mind starts speculating, thinking,
I ain't coming back.
Huh? You ain't coming back. She's lying. Stop,
she said, if I walk away, force his hand, so I'm not coming back. I'm not going back.
Well, yeah, in that situation, now she mentioned the 10 years about the Fantasy Island thing. I was telling you about the little show.
I'm not waiting 10 years for no rain. No
now,
way.
I agree. Now come on now, now. At some point, come on now. And that's
why. If 9 times out of 10, if you with somebody for 10 years, y'all already talking like, man, it's just paper. You know what I mean?
And that's what he was saying.
Yeah, it's just paper. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it ain't nothing.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
Buddy was telling her because she was like, "Well, what's going on?" Da, da, da. He like, man, at this, like, why we gonna ruin a piece of paper and like marriage ain't nothing but on paper, right?
Yeah. And
then when you get in this show 60 days and you done found another one and you like, she the one, and you know. So again, now think about what he just said. Now, how cold blooded that is. Yeah. If you know, you done met this chick on this show
and didn't know.
It was
and now so you know.
Set up, produced, like the whole thing.
Set up to pull you, to draw you.
And you done got drawn in, and you talking about when you know. Now, how offensive that is to her when she gave you 10 years.
That's flawed. That's flawed. He needed behind whoop. Straight up. He need to get drugged somewhere. But
Val, what's happening?
I will say this to everyone. It's a tough scenario to be in. Let's just be logical for a second. When you got your all in with somebody, you already thinking future with somebody, and you have that moment of unsureness. Mm-hmm. I think ultimatums come, ladies. I'm going to try to give you a benefit of the doubt. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Ladies, I think ultimatums come because you feel like, man, I done gave a nigga the behind. I done cooked. I don't know what else to do.
Right.
So maybe if I let him know, I might leave or else that might push him. I just don't understand where that come from.
So like on YouTube, because y'all know we double streaming Facebook and YouTube. Nakiva Brown, she said a man doesn't need an ultimatum to do anything he wants to do. I agree. She also said, why would a woman want to marry a man who needs a push, Pastor? She said, no, thank you. Now, here's the thing. That's why
because if the truth be told, I'm not saying it's ultimatums, but if we be totally honest, when you met that guy, he had other options. Mm. You know what I mean? So
he still got options.
So that's what I'm saying. I think ladies have a way of pushing. So here's what I say. I'm gonna give y'all a secret. I'm gonna put it out there.
Okay.
I tell everybody, listen, ladies, you got to find a way to check on your man without checking him.
Okay, so checking on him without checking him.
So you got to learn how to check on your status, check on where y'all are in a relationship, check on where y'all going without trying to check them.
Well, give us some value, PD.
So it's the push without the ultimatum. It's saying, hey, so most times men, especially ladies, y'all out there, and you ain't giving your man what he need. You ain't jumping off the dress on him. And then now, since you have it, the man done kind of got numb to it. He don't even fool with you like that. So he done. I don't know if he pulling. I don't know what he doing, but he don't even stress you about it like that no more. Right. So now you tripping. This is what usually happens. Woman tripping. Like, well, I want to know what's going on. You don't even talk about this. You don't sound cute. Da, da, da. See, and so to talk him, and now you trying to check him. And that's gonna really push him. That a real man ain't gonna get pushed at. But if you can check on it by saying, man, I really miss all the great times we used to have us being together. Sometimes I find myself just dreaming of our future and to open up the conversation of what he's thinking. Okay. If you try to check him, to me, you check him, you're gonna lose.
It's all bad.
That's all bad. Yeah. And so that ultimatum stuff is like, so what are we? Like, even in the beginning, this ain't even marriage. Right. So what are we? Give me something. Tell me what, like, that kind of talk.
Your demeanor, your whole...
what are we? Like, lady, I ain't meet that. And I don't want that. I tell ladies all the time.
Right.
Try to go back to the things that, but I always ask a lady, and here's the bad news. We both men, so I don't know this part. And we done turned that card on her. But there is something in the moment that you've already passed. We passed that, obviously, in other relationships, they haven't passed that moment, and it's a moment of, so hold on. All right, so we done did everything I know to do right, and you still, you still ain't doing it. That's got to be awkward because I hear ladies say, we be talking about marriage, we've been talking about marriage,
right?
And we're talking about marriage, but she's like, I'm just tired of talking about marriage now. And it's like something that hit the fan. And I hate to say this, ladies. Is it possible? Here's my question. Is it possible that you ain't wowed him enough?
Wowed him. Okay. W-O-W.
W-O-W.
Not wild.
Wow. Did you wow him enough?
Right.
Because
women don't want a wild. Nowadays, women say, man, I ain't listen. You see what I got. You see what I'm holding. It's almost like they got a bag full of money. Like come on now, you see the bread. You know, and listen, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to let me know. Hit that comment section because I'm about to go off. I feel like women they ain't with that.
Good question, Shabby. Where do you see yourself 5 years? And he don't talk about with you. You already know. I see myself in a better job, better career. I see myself in a better car, babe. And I kind of want to travel out of that. And 5 years, he talking about us in 5 years. And so you ain't mention me. Good question. And then it's no. You know I mean nah. Yeah, that's a good question, Shabby. Check on them. Just don't check them. Hey. Yeah, don't check them.
But that's what I'm saying. My beef with what you were saying is, and ladies, y'all let me know, because I'm hearing from the fellas that it's not like that easy. Just hey, listen, you know, like where can I improve? What's going on? Like da. And women don't want to wow. Women ain't trying to wow nowadays. Like, come on, man. Generationally, you may have some women, because we talk about it. Yeah. 18 is different from 28. 28 is different from 38.
By the time a chick at that 30 mark,
you're like, wow, man, I'm out here playing my own bills. I'm living my life. I'm taking trips, maybe girls' trips. But the point is, you talking about wow, like, Negro, please. I think
that's a problem, though, man.
It is.
That's another subject. But, I mean, to me, man, if you still not trying to impress a person that you claim you love, you still not trying to give them googly, sweet, awkward nothings and, you know, whatever little snuggly, oofy feelings. Like, you still not trying to do that, man, you already losing.
True indeed. Jeff, you out there, bro. Hey, listen, do you believe...
Jeff got an ultimatum. Jeff, did you get married with an ultimatum? Did Tamika say, now, all right now. All right now.
It's two different ways to say it. You can say, all right now, and then you got that all right now. And the thing is, I want to know, do you believe as a man, today's women are willing to wow the man they love in order to show him that, hey, these are all the great benefits of when I become your life partner, your wife.
Yeah, I will say, I'm never going to give everybody, like, absolutely no. I'll say it's probably about 2% of ladies out there that's still saying
2%.
2% of ladies. Yeah, maybe 5%.
Yeah. But